Bruh, how many times does Kurogane have to watch his parents die? They died twice again in this episode. He had to watch them die twice in this same episode. What the fuck? Yo, what's going on YouTube? This your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again. And today we're here for Kamen Gotchard episode 21. And in this episode we get the full-on debut of Kamen Rider Valivard. Our boy Kurogane Spanner has finally achieved the power of a Kamen Rider, and he's here and he's ready to bust it open. And with that being said, first, everybody please like, share, subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you for clicking the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for all kinds of Kamen Rider jokes and goodness and memes and all the other stuff. But with that, let's go ahead and get started. And in this episode we see that, hey, we started off from last week's episode where our boy Kurogane ended up fighting this amalgam. He's trying to fight the angel amalgam, but also kicking Rin and Ichinose out of the way so they can't get involved. He's actually hitting them back, and he actually starts fighting this amalgam, and then the amalgam does something despicable. It brings his parents back to life again, and he sits there and actually stands there and tortures them. He tries to stop them, but his parents end up using what little piece of alchemy that they had, and they end up eviscerating themselves. When they eviscerate themselves, they ended up the amalgam ends up losing the ability to actually bring them back. But when they do eviscerate themselves, their rings, their alchemy rings, are left behind. So we see that Kurogane goes back and starts beating the crap out of him again. He ends up the angel amalgam ends up teleporting away after seeing that he can't, him bringing his parents back to life didn't work, and he's wondering how can they use alchemy? What's going on here? Which I feel like it's a Harry Potter thing, where it's like the power of love, power of a parent's love for their child was brought into play here. That's what I think was happening. But he sees that he is up teleporting away. That's when Spanner starts going on a rampage, and that's when Ichinose transforms into Fire Gotchard form, and he ends up using his rider kick on Spanner, knocking him out. We see that Spanner ends up waking up in Ichinose's house, his restaurant house, and they basically said that, hey, I bet you're hungry and stuff like that. Let me help you out. He said, no, leave me alone. This fight is my fight. And he leaves. He ends up leaving, and to basically find this amalgam. And that's when we get a scene with the sisters are all in the room. Basically we see that one of the sisters comes in. She talks to the other two sisters, and she says that Gleon doesn't care about us. He's just trying to turn Spanner into amalgam, and when he turns him into amalgam, he's not gonna need us anymore, things like that. And then that's when Artichokes gets mad, and she's like, he said, that's how you sound like a traitor. He said, don't make them words. He said, don't ever speak like that again. And that's when the sister was like, I gotta do something. And she ends up leaving. She ends up coming across Minato. She asks him, did you hear all that? He's like, yeah, I did, but you ain't gotta worry about me. Spanner's not going to become, he's not going to become what Grion wants him to become. And that's when Minato walks off. And that's when we get the kids. They end up going up to Kyoto and asking, can they help Kyoto finish Spanner's driver? So they end up going. We have this cute little montage of them doing all kind of alchemy stuff, chilling and stuff like that, trying to figure out how to fix Spanner's driver. So we see that Kyoto ends up finishing the driver. She ends up finishing it, and then that's when we get Grion, who ends up talking. He's talking with the angel amalgam, and the angel amalgam basically says that, hey, I don't know I really don't know what to do now. And Grion's like, you got to find something to make him tick. You got to find something to make him angry. And that's when Minato suggests that, hey, why don't you just off his mentor? He basically tells them that, hey, go kidnap Kyoto and then kill her in front of him, and that's what something overly will make him pass out. So we see all the kids. They're still there with they're still there with Kyoto. We see that the three sisters and the amalgam all end up busting into her house, and Kyoto basically is able to deduce that, yeah, they're here to kidnap me and then probably kill me in front of Spanner to make him even more outraged. And then they nah, that's not gonna happen. So you see Ichinose and Rin end up transforming into their rider forms, and we take it outside. We all thought this big brawl, and then our two riders, even Sabimaru and Renge, as they try to get in on the action too, but they do absolutely nothing. But while all of this is happening, we see that Spanner is up. He got a call from a mysterious someone, and he is up getting a call from Minato. So we see that Minato is going over to Kyoto's house, and she talks to him because they know each other and things like that. She asks him, "Are you here to kill me, or are you here to take the driver away?" And he's like, "Both." And yeah, so he ends up taking the driver away from Kyoto, but he doesn't kill her. He just takes it from her, and he lies to Spanner that he killed Kyoto. We see that Spanner transforms into his Malcolm form, and as he starts fighting Minato while he's, as Comrade Dread, he starts fighting him, and he basically tells him like, "Hey, you're the one that killed her. You made her work on this driver for 10 years and things like that." And Minato's like, "Nah, it's not my fault." We see that just when he's getting ready to off Kurigane, his parents' rings end up shooting Minato back, and shooting him back. And we see that Kurigane has like a near-death experience where he basically goes into the past, and he sees how his parents died, and he hears their final words from them. And then he sees Kyoto holding him in the corner while his black flames are going off, and she ends up erasing his memory, and he remembers everything. And that's when he ends up getting up using his parents' alchemy. Their alchemy flows from their rings into his ring, and his ring ends up turning purple. And when his ring turns purple, his sword, his Valavar sword, it catches flames. That's when Mad Wheel comes out, and Mad Wheel evolves. Mad Wheel evolves into Mach Wheel, and he is now a level 6 Kimi, and he is going into the sword. The sword catches fire, and that's when Kurigane starts fighting Spanner. So Kurigane starts fighting Minato while he's in his dread form. He is fighting Minato and actually beating Minato. And when he does beat Minato, he's able to take the Valavar driver away from him. And yeah, that's when we go back to our other two riders who are still fighting the Angel Amalgam and the Three Sisters. And then that's when Valavard ends up he appears up on the scene, and he ends up transforming into Kamen Rider Valavard and just annihilates this freaking Malcolm. We even get a new form from him. He ends up using Shovel. It was he used the Shovel Kimi and the Hydra Kimi, and he made a whole new form. This form looks absolutely dope. He's like gold. He has the claw. He has like the big shovel claws that have some little bit of dragon tinge on them. They look dope. And he ends up defeating this Malcolm with his really cool freaking rider kick. And he ends up he still tells Ichinose and Rin that he said, "No, yeah, you're right. He said, we're riders now, but still not going to team up with you. I'm still fighting this battle on my own." So he leaves, and he ends up going to Kyoto. And he basically tells her he goes back. I guess basically just goes back to living with her and chilling and stuff like that with her. And that's when we see Minato, who's hurt, and he's talking to one of the sisters, and she basically said that, "Oh, this was your plan all along, huh?" And he was like, "Yeah, but the nightmare's still not over." And we even see that Kurigane and Kyoto, they both know that what Minato's doing, he's not really evil. He hasn't really become evil and stuff like that. So he got his own plan going on, and I knew it. I freaking knew it. I told you I was gonna stay believing in Big Minato. I'm still there. That's the homie, man. I couldn't give up on him that quick. I knew he wasn't being fully freaking controlled, man. His eyes didn't glow or anything like that. He ain't under control. He got his own thing going on, and I knew it. So, but yeah, this episode was actually dope. I mean, I'm glad that we were building up to this. I'm glad that it didn't all happen all this stuff about Spanner all didn't happen in one episode, like it would have been just so smushed up and rushed. That's what it probably would have felt like that. But I'm glad we spanned it out into at least 2 episodes, because I was getting real sick of freaking Spanner's Malgam form. That thing was just ugly. All right, all the Malgams are ugly, and I couldn't stand it seeing my boy transform into that ugly thing. Okay. But yeah, this episode was cool. I mean, I know Ichinose and them are happy that Spanner's back, but I also know that they kind of sad that he don't want to team up with them, which is a given, because he never liked you guys in the first place. Like Ichinose, like he really don't like you now. He really don't feel inferior to you now, because I'm a writer too, and now I definitely I'm definitely not worried about you now. So yeah, so I wonder how like these next few team ups are gonna be handled, and stuff like that. Like I feel like Spanner's still gonna kind of go back to being he still is, but like really start being an a-hole now, because he's a writer now, and he's got new power. He don't have to feel inferior to the other 2 anymore. So yeah, and I'm also seeing the little plot that they're building up between the 3 sisters. It was being built up before, but now it's really starting to like kind of ramp up with the one of the sisters going there, Glion don't care about us, like, and the only reason the big sister feels says that you're a traitor and things like that, because Glion likes her the most. Like he likes her the most, he favors her the most. So it's just like, and she sees that, so it's like, I can't. And they says that he's just gonna get rid of us first. We have to kill him first, and it's just like, no, we're not doing that, because they don't see what she sees. But yeah, I can't wait to see how that little plot's gonna build up and stuff like that. And she's probably building up her own little plan, and she's been watching a lot of things. So yeah, but yeah, this episode was cool, man. I like the debut of I like the Kamen Rider Valibard. I like him. He looked cool. He just really looks like an upgraded, cleaner version of his Valibard stuff. But yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to see what he's gonna what they're gonna accomplish next, because like Minato said, the nightmare is not over yet. But yeah, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this episode of Kamen Rider Gotchard. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you think about Kamen Rider Valibard? What do you think Minato's real plan is, and things like that? And how do you think the little thing is gonna go on with the sisters? Let me know, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and remember, as I always say, stay henshined.